Hello and welcome back to another episode of Holistic Happiness Club. And today's topic is very interesting because today's topic is based on the current affairs. And nowadays, the most hot topic in India is India's general election. Every party is hedging their bet, everybody's talking, all the news channels are loaded with interviews and so much of talk of rallies and political statements, and every social media platform is also dominated with political content. Every street wherever you go there is a talk about politics and who's winning, who's losing. So I try to look at this Indian election from a different angle. I try to look at from the life angle and what can we learn, what life lessons that we can learn from the Indian election that we can implement in our daily life or in our professional lives. So what can we learn from Indian election? That's what the topic of today is. But before we get on today's topic, I want to say thank you. Thank you to each one of you who have chosen to tune into Holistic Happiness Club and invest your time into Holistic Happiness Club. And a special thanks to each one of you who tune into Holistic Happiness Club each and every single week. Your investment of time, that's the fuel that keeps me motivated and that keeps me going and asks me to produce more and more quality content. And as always, I will always try to produce the value that you value of the time that you invest in Holistic Happiness Club. So with that promise, let's start with the topic of the day. Hi, my name is Akshay Tiwari. I'm a holistic happiness coach, author of the book named Usher, and the founder of Holistic Happiness Club. Holistic Happiness Club is the place where we talk about happiness holistically. We understand that happiness is not a single faceted concept, it is a multifaceted thing. That's why it needs to be looked at holistically. And that's why in the Holistic Happiness Club, we talk about everything that is part of our happiness, that is part of our life. Anything that contributes to our happiness, be it our career, be it our success, be it the positive psychology, be it the relationship, or anything else that comes in between for our happiness, we talk about that in Holistic Happiness Club. More about me and more about Holistic Happiness Club at the end of the episode, but for now, let's enjoy the topic of the day. All right, so let's begin the topic of day: life lessons from Indian election. What can we learn from this gigantic mammoth exercise that is going on across the country? All right, so the first lesson that we can draw from Indian election is the power of participation. You see, in Indian election, as we are a democracy, each vote count. Everyone is counted as a single vote. Whether you are an engineer, architect, doctor, or simply a housewife, doesn't matter. Your vote count as one. There can be debate whether it's good or not, but that's not the part which I'm highlighting here. What I'm highlighting is everyone count, everyone matters. So if you are an individual, if you are an individual performer or individual person in your home, think that your contribution matter, just like each vote matter in someone's victory or someone's it can be decisive for someone's losing. Just like that, your contribution doesn't matter how small, it matters. Think of it that India is the country of 140 crore people, 1.4 billion people, and each single vote counts in making a prime minister or choosing a member of parliament from a particular constituency. So each vote count. Similarly, your contribution doesn't matter how small, it matters. You matter. So always take pride in whatever you are contributing in your home, in your organization, towards this planet, towards the society. Whatever you can contribute, don't think that with this much small effort what you are going to change. It doesn't matter, because it's the collective effort at the end that changes the things. So your contribution always matter in every direction. And if you are a leader, you need to understand that everyone's contribution matters, everyone counts. It doesn't matter how small they are contributing, right? So everyone counts, so you need to take along everyone. So that's the first lesson that we can draw from Indian election. Second lesson that we can look at is adaptability and change management. So you see that political parties, they need to be open to ideas, they need to be open to change their strategies as they are moving along the elections. You will see that from the beginning, in the beginning, different political parties, they were talking different things, and along the way, because the Indian election happened uh, in a long span of time, along the way of their campaigning, some of them molds their strategy and their plans. So because they get the feedback, they go among the people and they get the feedback. And of course they have this machinery, this party workers on the ground, from where they are getting this feedback. And according to the feedback, they change their strategies. Whether that will work or not, that's a different thing. But what I'm trying to highlight is that if you are not amending, if you are not adopting to the change that is happening on the ground, that change that is happening with people, if you are not adopting to that, you will be simply vanished. And there are parties which are at the brink of collapse, right? Because they did not listen to the changing sentiment of the people. Of course there is top down approach as well, that you can uh, start a narrative which everyone can start talking about. But the more organic approach is to listen to people and form your ideas that you are going to talk about according to the feedback that you are getting, right? So that's more organic approach. So in the marketing as well, if you have a product and you talk to the people that, hey, listen, this is the product, you need to buy this because it will do this stuff, right? Chances are that kind of marketing is going to fail. But if you make amends to your product based on the feedback of the people, and you talk to them in a manner that, hey, listen, there is a product, I have made this product based on the feedback, based on the voices that I have heard from all of you, and this product is going to solve your problem 1 2 3 4 5. Chances are that will be a better marketing strategy, right? Because it is more organic, it is more pull driven marketing strategy. So I'm not talking about the management lesson. Of course it can be a management lesson as well, but what I'm talking from a life perspective, from an individual perspective, that as you move forward, life will change, the conditions will change, people will evolve. The closest kin of yours, they will evolve, friends and family, they will evolve, people will change, your financial status will change, your social status will change, and you need to adopt to the change to make the best use of the available conditions and available resources. So be open to listen, because the more you listen to people, the more idea you will get that where things are going forward, and then make amends to your strategies and plans according to that. Of course you need to keep your values in the center, because if you are losing your values in the effort of making amends and strategies in order to please people, that's not the thing which I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that you amend your strategies and plan in such a way that it suits your value, that it suits your bigger vision. Okay, so be open to listen, make amends to your strategies and plans, and understand other. If you're not able to understand, ask questions. That's the best way to understand people, right? So that was the second lesson, adaptability and change management. The third lesson that we need to get from the Indian election is informed decision making, right? So You see, people or the political party, they come out with manifesto, they come out with the ideas, right? And from where they get this manifesto, the idea of the manifesto. So they listen to people, they ask for the feedback from the people. What do you want? What kind of change are you seeking in the society, in the nation, in your constituency, that you think is going to prosper you, that you think is a progress? And based on the feedback, based on the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of feedback, they curate this thing called manifesto. Of course, not every political party might be doing that, and if they are not doing, if they are making this manifesto in the AC room, closed room, if they are not taking the feedback of the people, of course, then they are not going to appeal to their voters, of course. So the more information, the relevant information you gather, the better you can make the decision. So in case of Indian election, the problem statement is to woo the voter, to get the votes of the people, right? So they need to gather the relevant information, that is what a voter wants. In our individuals cases, when we need to solve a problem, so let's say we want to have our interior decorated house, we want some interiors to be done in our house. So that's our problem. So we need to gather the relevant information according to what we want in our interiors to be done. Or let's say when we are discussing with some person and we are trying to solve a particular problem, we need to gather the relevant information in from across the sections of the problem. If there are two parties involved, then it is better, it is best that you gather information from both the parties. So what I'm trying to say, that whatever problem you are trying to solve, whether it is personal, professional, or whatever it is, gather more and more relevant information and then consider different aspect. Think of the solution and then think that, okay, if this solution is implemented, what will be the consequences? Of course, you cannot control everything, but we can plan and minimize the problems, minimize the risk, right? So you need to consider different aspect. And if you are solving your personal problem, and if it is something personal for you, whether it's professionally personal or personal, then consider your values in the solution. Because if you are not going to consider your value, then the solution is not going to bring fruits to you. So similarly, the political parties, when they are gathering the information, gathering the feedback, that what they need to change going forward in the society, they need to consider their core ideology, their core values. So if the change that what people are seeking, if they are not aligned with the values, of course people are not going to vote for them, because they will think that this party has uh, disaligned themselves from the values that they stand for. Similarly, for an individual, if you do not consider your value in the decision that you are making, then that decision will not make you happy in the long run, right? So this is one lesson that we can draw from the Indian election. All right, so before I go ahead and tell you the next lesson that I have drawn from the Indian election, I have a special request to all of you. So if you are listening this podcast on Spotify or iTunes, they have a special feature, this special feature that you can rate this podcast. So I have a humble request to all of you that please rate this podcast as 5 stars so that I can reach more and more people. Right. And if you are listening this on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe this video and subscribe this channel so that it can reach to more and more people, and I can send my message to more and more people. If you think that this content is useful, and if you think that someone else can also benefit from this content, please share it with them so that they can also benefit from it. All right, so that's the special request. Now let's move on to the next lesson that we can learn from the Indian election, and the next lesson is persistence and resilience. You see, in our journey of growth, in our journey of success, in our journey of even the happiness, setbacks are inevitable. Changing of the situation is inevitable. Sometime it will change for our good, sometime it will not change for our good. It will change for setbacks. I will not say bad because nothing is bad. So, because setbacks are inevitable, we need to embrace them, we need to learn from them and keep working till we find a solution, till we find the success, till we find the happiness. So the current political party which is in power in India, they were reduced to only two member of parliaments at one point in time in Indian history. But they kept on working. They kept on working on the ground, and that hard work has paid them well now. And they are now in power, right? And now, if they become complacent that, hey, I have worked very hard in the past and now I can sit back and relax and I can enjoy the fruits, they will lose the power again. So, the point here is whether there are setbacks or not, you need to keep working. You need to be humble. Currently, they are in power. If they will become so arrogant that they start feeling that they are here just they deserve, they are entitled to this power, because no one is entitled to anything on a personal level, on a political level, on a professional level. You work hard towards that, right? So if they will start being arrogant and they start feeling entitled, they will be voted out again. All right. So that's something that we need to learn, that if you are persistent and if you are resilient on the face of a challenge, on the face of a problem, you will eventually overcome and you will succeed. And when you succeed, it is very important that you stay humble. If you are not humble enough, if you think that, if you get the sense of entitlement, that success is not going to stay for long with you, right? It will be gone. So that's another lesson that we can learn from Indian election. Another thing is that collaboration and teamwork. You see, Indian election is a giant exercise. It's a, I mean, we are the largest democracy in the world, and every person vote. There are so many parties that, and so many candidate. They go into this election. They try their luck, or so to say that. Uh, they they work hard in among the public. I'm talking about all the parties. They work hard among the public, and after working hard among the people, then they go and ask for, legitimizing their work, you can say. But it's not individual that goes into this election, fighting this election. It's the whole set of people. If you talk about political parties, they have a huge structure, every one of them at their own level. So they have some president, and then they are divided into various sects in the state level, and then the constituency level, then district level, right? And then panchayat level. So on different level they are divided into different section, and everyone works together from top to bottom, and from bottom to top, everyone when works together, then only they are able to send their message to the common people to vote for them, right? So teamwork and collaboration is very important. Alone you are not sufficient. With collaboration with people, then you are able to make some progress. So if you think that you are one man army, it looks good in movies, but it does not work well in the real life. You need a team to move forward. You need a team for to prosper, right? So recognize the importance of teamwork and collaboration, and when you have the team with you, encourage them to work in a team, right? And a pro tip here, when if you are working in a team, and if you are leading a team, recognize and appreciate the work of others. and highlight that, hey, listen, your work is very very important, what you have done is remarkable, and what you have achieved as a team, that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing that you have done, what you have achieved as a team. Highlight the highlight the achievement of the team, right? So that they are recognized, they are appreciated, and they understand that it is the teamwork that is making all of us progress, right? So that's another lesson that we need to learn from political parties that are trying their luck in this Indian election. Next is effective communication. I mean, you can't win an election if your leader is not very good in communicating your ideas or their party's ideas, and not able to send the message to to the common people. So you see that a political leader meets different kind of people in different walks of life. When he's giving an interview to a journalist, he is talking to a different kind of person. When he is addressing a personal general rally, then he's addressing different kind of people. When he is sitting in a different kind of a round table conference kind of place, then he is addressing a different kind of person. And because people are different, there are going to be different kind of conversations, right? So you need to be very effective in communicating and articulating your ideas and making the other person understand what you are trying to say, right? And effective communication is not about the size of your vocabulary and the correctness of your grammar. It is about understanding the other person. It is about listening to people. If you have not listened to people, then you will not be able to send your message across to them, because you will not understand their need, you will not understand their point of view, you will not understand their perspective. And when you do not understand all these things, your message will have will not have all these things. And when their viewpoint is not included, the other person's perspective is not included, they are not interested in listening to you. And when they are not interested in listening to you, of course whatever you communicate to them, it falls on deaf ears. So it is very important that you listen to others, you understand them, and to understand them, ask questions. That's the best way to understand people. And find grounds to uphold the conversation, meaning find commonality, what you are trying to communicate to them and what their problem is, or what together you guys are trying to solve. So find grounds, the commonality, common thing, common theme, address that, agree with them, and then move forward. That's the key to effective communication, meaning listening to others, understanding them by asking question, and find common ground and base your conversation, start your conversation from commonalities, right? So that's another lesson that we need to learn from this election, that if you are not able to communicate your ideas well, and if the common people are not able to understand your ideas well, of course it doesn't matter how well or how well thought your ideas are, they are of no use, because the other person cannot understand them. All right. So these were the total lessons that I have sort of drawn from this Indian election that can be implemented in our personal and professional life. So this is the end of the topic. But before I end this podcast, I want to announce that Holistic Happiness Club has a membership, and this membership has perks. And joining Holistic Happiness Club is free. So to join the Holistic Happiness Club, I will leave a link down in the description. You can click on that link and follow along that with that link to join Holistic Happiness Club. And I invite all of you to join Holistic Happiness Club. All right. And I also have written an ebook. The name of the ebook is The Happiness Blueprint: Practical Strategies for Achieving Fulfilled Life. It is a pocket size ebook, and it is full of actionable items that you can immediately implement in your life and start seeing that there is some change or there is a direction to change. Right, it's a very small book and full of actionable strategies. All right, so I request all of you to download this book. To download this book, there will be a link in the description. You can follow along that link and download this ebook. And if you want to book a one-to-one call with me, where we both will be sitting, only we both will be sitting, and we will devise a strategy for your happiness and success. We will understand what are the roadblocks that you are facing currently in the road to your success, in the road of your happiness, and we will devise a strategy together. How can you overcome those problems? All right, to book a call with me, that all that link also is given in the description, so follow along with that link and you can book a call, one-to-one call with me. All right, and if you want to connect with me on social media, then Instagram is the best place because I'm most active on Instagram. Happiness Architect is my Instagram handle. And if you want to check out more information, then you can check out my website. akshaytiwari.in is my website. With that, we have reached to the end of the podcast. By the time we are seeing each other again, take care of yourself, take care of your loved one, and take care of the people around you. Stay well, stay healthy, and stay happy wherever you are. God bless you, and always remember, happiness is a lifestyle. Bye bye, peace, God bless you.